Ladies and gentlemen, the Cincinnati skyline is here. 3 motherfuckers out of the baddest people on this planet playing football guarding Joe Burrow. 6'8", 340, 6'8", 345, and 6'8", 355. Thank you once again, K-Duff.
This 6 months from now, when Joe Burrow has another season-ending injury.
No. We're not hearing any of that. This is the bane of TJ Watt's existence. We're gonna tear that little fucker piece by piece, limb from limb, until there's nothing left but his last name on the ground outside of Heinz Field or Acrisure Stadium, whatever the fuck it's called. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I'm happy.
Those big fellas are gonna be falling like those towers.
God damn it! There it is.
Wasn't not even close to New York, but all right. Okay.
Not even
anyway,
2 minutes in, we've already got that.
Not even 2 minutes in, and we're going crazy. Welcome to the Football Stooges, the stupidest way to cover football imaginable. This week, can Mamba go a week without making a 9/11 joke? The survey says. I'm your host, Lob City. Welcome to the stupidest ways you've probably already seen to cover football imaginable. And
as you can see, it's already getting very, very.
It's already very stupid.
Yeah, especially with that intro.
Okay, buddy, who did you draft? Anyway, yeah.
Seems to work out better than half the guys you got.
Quarterbacks, no. Maybe one, but other than that, like, yeah, how are your receivers doing?
Just fine.
They're not. They're horrible. Receivers? They're all wide receiver threes. Anyway,
yeah,
anyways, the stupidest way to cover football imaginable, and I cannot do it myself, as you can hear the peanut gallery soon to come on screen. My right-hand man at 99.9% of all Football Stooges episodes, the Football Stooges Purell. It's Macedon.
Welcome to Estalia, gentlemen.
All right, next up, the man who is riding the high of probably the best Chicago Bears draft, at least on paper, for now. It's Mamba.
It's on paper. We'll see how they fuck it up.
Yeah, at least he's being realistic.
We'll find out.
A man who's already down another Packers draft, which is usually just full of a bunch of who is that? Scorlami.
Who's that?
All that protection, Lob, just for Joe Burrow to blow out his elbow throwing a football.
Which he did, and he got hit, but whatever.
No, it's gonna happen. He's cursed because he's on the Bengals. Remind me what
team you lose to every single year in the playoffs.
Lambi, you look like you got married in the front of a Culver's. Okay, shut up.
No, we talked about this. All right, in front of the custard machine.
Yeah, we did talk about it, but still, it's fucking.
And last, but certainly not least, the man who is probably very happy and was screaming in the middle of a concert that he drafted a UNC quarterback. It's K-Duff.
It's gonna be mid this year.
How was the Taylor Swift concert? Was it good?
Judas Priest, but yeah, it was good.
Judas Priest, Taylor Swift, same thing. Anyway,
Judas Priest is a 70-year-old bearded man from
anyway, I saw this TikTok and immediately thought of you, K-Duff, so I need to show you this real quick.
These fucking Bears are sitting here and they're fucking talking.
The New England Patriots select.
They're running their fucking mouth. Drake man.
Drake man.
Here I got, boys.
Why does that sound like Steve Austin? Drake man.
Drake up here.
From UNC.
The new quarterback.
The New England Patriots third overall pick. What?
Yep, the new quarterback for the New England Patriots. A lot of quarterbacks drafted. The most quarterbacks drafted, I believe, in draft history, I think, or at least in the first round. The first 12.
First 12.
Yeah.
6 in the first round, and it also set a record for most offensive players taken with 23 out of all 32 picks.
If you didn't catch the live stream on Thursday, if you were watching the draft or weren't watching our live stream, or if you haven't watched it yet, there was a lot of offensive players. The first defensive player wasn't picked until very late, almost.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Something like that. Yeah.
More than halfway through, or almost halfway through. 16's half. So, really, still good defensive talent out there, but like a lot of great offensive linemen. Obviously, a lot of great quarterbacks. Probably the best wide receiver talent we've seen since Jamar Chase and Marvin Harrison Jr. So there's a lot of things going
throughout
for
the
that.
draft. Just so many other players just falling way below what we expected them to go at. A lot
Right,
of second round and
right.
third round picks, and even getting picked like 7th round, day 3, which was a lot of weird shit.
Yeah, Michigan linemen. There were some Michigan linemen that were signed as undrafted free agents.
Yeah, we took one. We took one.
Trente Jones went to Green Bay. And I believe there was also Kirsten Barnhart, who had some struggles at Michigan, I'm not going to lie, but still looks pretty good. I mean, if you're having struggles at Michigan, you're having struggles in the best offensive line in college football. Hands down, no questions asked. He went to the Chargers to reunite with Harbaugh. So, but yeah.
One that I kind of surprised, like, there were 2 alumni from the 49ers that both had sons go in this draft. Brendan Rice went to the Chargers, I think, and then undrafted Frank Gore Jr. went to the Bills. But they did end up getting an alumni somehow. I don't know if you guys saw this, because there was another guy that did not go report at all, like any of the draft reports. Southern Mississippi wide receiver Tariq Owens got picked up by the 49ers, who is, of course, the son of T.O.
God.
T.O.
We don't
2
need
is the
another
league.
T.O. in the NFL.
Well, fucking got one. Deal with it.
I mean, if he got drafted that late, chances are he's not going to be as good as Terrell Owens, but we'll see.
Well, he wasn't drafted. He was UDFA as well.
Terrell Owens was also UDFA?
Yeah, Tariq Owens was.
No, Terrell.
Oh, no, Terrell? No. I think he was.
Yeah, no. Terrell was a high draft pick.
What round was he taken way back when?
I think pretty high. But regardless, anyway, let's get into it. We're going to go into the NFL crossover grid, and then we'll move on into the coverage of our draft. We'll look at the drafts in retrospect, all 7 rounds, kind of look at some interesting picks. We won't talk about every pick, but we'll look at a lot of them. Weird picks, odd picks, stuff like that. We'll go into the UFL and give our predictions for the next week and then get out of here. So without further ado, let's get right into it. One funny thing that I will show that I think needs to be shown here. Really funny thing. I remember talking about this when we drafted.
That did nothing in the offseason?
No, not the Cowboys. I remember when we drafted Mims. We drafted Mims, and I was talking about it because Mom and Master were here. I'm like, they always do this with people that are signed to the Bengals or get drafted by the Bengals, is they give them Skyline chili, which is so foreign to anyone outside of the Cincinnati tri-state area. And one of the things Skyline chili has is a chili dog, right? And it's a hot dog about that big. Okay, so maybe like less than a Subway foot long, maybe more close to like 7 inches or so. And it's really good food. I really enjoy it. But they gave it to Mims, who I showed you before is like 6'8". This.
Oh my God! Looks like he's a Taco Bell taco.
Yeah, it's like he's got like at most 4 fingers on, like 6 fingers on that.
What the fuck is he holding?
That's a chili dog.
And the only reason he has 6 fingers on there is because he has to have his thumb on the other side or he'd drop it.
Yeah. That thing is tiny.
He doesn't want to stay there with chili.
That's 1 bite and that thing's gone. This guy is huge, man.
That's a big boy.
Yes. I gotta hand it Ted Karras, because they were talking about when we picked up Trent Brown that we were going to call it Brown County because of Orlando Brown and Trent Brown, but now that he's been added, Ted Karras in a interview with some of the local media basically called it the Cincinnati Skyline. So I think that's finally coined the name.
I wouldn't want to say
that's shorter than 6'5", right?
Okay. The skyline in Cincinnati has not been wrecked by a terrorist attack like your favorite joke, okay, Mamba?
Hopefully their ACLs don't get attacked, okay? That's all I'm saying.
What are you...
Can we get to a crossover grid, Skeely?
Yeah, let's get it. Okay.
Please.
Anyway, here we go.
Jag and Cowboy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's
okay, this is a Amari Cooper.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Shit, I forgot about that.
Oh, God, lop spelling is added again.
I'm tired. My fingers are sore from work. Just fat finger. 2 playoff interceptions.
I don't know too many Cowboys.
It was the not Blake Bortles. So, is it Blake Bortles for Jaguars?
Probably could do Portals.
Nope.
Oh, what about Nick Foles?
I think they mean for.
I think he did have 2 interceptions.
Okay.
I think they mean a defensive player.
Oh, of course, Trevor Lawrence.
Oh.
Unless it's catching one.
Nope. The Jalen Ramsey, so that doesn't work. He's had 2 playoff interceptions.
Lawrence. He had a 3 interception game last year.
In 2 years. I guess it's doing defensive players then.
Okay, then What about I'm trying to think. Fucking passers.
Wow, this is gonna be a tough one.
This one is it's not Larry Allen.
Riley.
No, help me out. It's not Larry Allen. It's
Sanders?
another.
No. He wasn't a Cowboy.
Emmett. I could do Emmett Smith, but yes, but there's a lineman. I can't remember his name. It's like Larry something. It's not Larry
Cowboys
Allen.
have like
but...
20 different linemen named Smith.
Emmett Smith. Yeah, there it is. Okay. 2 playoff interceptions. Buda Baker.
Was he ever in the playoffs?
No way.
Tell you what, no. There must have been who was a good secondary player for the Cardinals during the Kurt Warner years when they got the Super Bowl against the Steelers?
Pat Tillman?
Pat Tillman?
He was a safety, I'm just saying.
Not during that time, no. I think he was already passed by that point.
No, that was like
4,000 pass yards in the
90s.
season. The great Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
4,000 pass yards in the season.
Quarterback.
Kurt Warner. 4,000 pass yards in the season and a Jaguar.
So for Cardinals,
we used up Bortles. Oh my god.
Not Mac Jones.
2+ interceptions for the Cardinals. Did you already picked it or
no?
I don't think Blaine Gabbert ever had
playoff.
Adrian Wilson.
Nope.
No.
4,000 pass yards in a season.
I don't think Blaine Gabbert ever had 4,000 yards.
There was a really good Jaguars quarterback back in like the Maurice Jones-Drew era. What's his name?
Yes, that is his name. That's his name.
What's his name? I can't. Was it It wasn't Dante Culpepper. No. Was it Drew Bledsoe?
Mark Brunell?
I don't
know.
Yeah, I don't think Bledsoe was ever a Jaguar.
He had almost an Italian last name. There was a Jaguars quarterback that had like an Italian-esque last name. He was one of the first Jaguar quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm looking up. It's Mark Brunell who was the first who was on the Jaguars. Unless he never had a 4,000 yards.
Did you say Mark Brunell already?
Oh, he never. Yeah,
Steve
Mark Brunell.
Mark Brunell. Okay. Mark Brunell. There we go. A Jaguar and a Cowboy.
I'm so stuck on the freaking interceptions.
Yeah, I have nothing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this is like passing interceptions or, like Baker Mayfield doesn't show up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Carson Palmer doesn't show up.
It's got to be picked off.
Yeah, it's got to be picked. It's got to be playoff interceptions, guys who have.
And these are teams that I know don't have like extensive playoff histories in the modern era. And I couldn't name a secondary player from you. Well, maybe for the Jaguars, didn't they have a guy named like Blackman that was?
I forget.
Backfield. Shaq Leonard.
No, Shaquille Griffin. Was he the one? He was the one with one hand. Was he? It wasn't the amputee, or no?
I forget.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't work. Wow, this is stumping us. The Cowboys, and
this is a tough
Jags. We should be able to do. Evan Ingram hasn't run the Jags or on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I got Tavon Austin. Tavon.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so now we just need 2 playoff interceptions. That have to be like guys who have caught interceptions. Jalen Ramsey wasn't one of them. Like I did Jalen Ramsey. He had. Why did it let me do that again?
I think because he used it once already on something.
Okay, whatever. I don't know.
For the Jaguars, Rashawn Mathis.
Rashean.
EAN.
And
There he
then
is.
MAT.
Yep. So
Okay.
it is. Yep.
And I've got something for the Jaguars. Try Kurt Coleman.
No.
Too late.
That was Jaguars.
For the Cardinals, I meant Cardinals. Try Kurt with a K.
Kurt
Yeah,
Coleman.
him.
Nope.
Huh.
Browns. I did Tre'Davious Ward. That didn't work. Joshua Cribbs was a receiver. I don't know why I was blurted that out. Wasn't Jabril Peppers? He was a Brown for a while, I thought, and then he was a Giant.
He was a Brown.
We could try it.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
There's a middle linebacker or outside linebacker for the Browns. He's Nigerian. He has a super long.
Not JOK.
Okay, yeah, Okonkwo. Something Okonkwo.
Oh, yeah, him.
I got an old one.
Romo Okonkwo. I don't know
Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa.
Yes.
So Jeremiah. Jeremiah. Owusu. Yep, that's one.
Nope, not JOK.
Okay, well, that didn't work.
What'd you have, Gulami?
For the Browns, I had Clarence Scott.
Probably the worst we've ever done. 71, nope. Clarence.
I'm trying to go old here.
72, nope.
Fucking hell. Never know where to begin.
Try for the Browns, Tom Darden. THOM.
Darden, EN. Thom Darden?
Thom Darden, yeah.
Nope.
No. Shit.
Dude, wasn't.
For the Browns, Mike Howell. Sorry,
Howell.
I had my phone. For the Browns.
No.
Oh my
what
God.
the fuck?
Cardinals or Browns?
Browns. Mike Howell.
Oh, he only had one. Fuck. My bad.
This is so stupid. This is so specific. Can we think of guys that played for these teams that had 2 playoff interceptions on other teams? Like, did Darrell Revis ever play for any of these 2 teams? No?
I got something for the Cardinals. Try Aeneas Williams. Yeah, right there.
Aeneas Williams. There we go.
I got another Browns pick.
Okay,
Felix Wright. Felix Wright. FELIX Wright.
PHE
with a W. FE.
Felix Wright.
Yep.
There we go.
Hey,
Holy fuck!
God, finally.
Who were the big names? So Aeneas Williams was the biggest one. Jamie Collins and AJ Bouye. Also, I did Trevor Lawrence. That never worked here. That was.
We did.
Or no, I did it up there.
No,
Okay,
you clicked two playoff.
Okay.
Sean Watson, Amari Cooper, and Smith. Yeah, that was a tough one. That's the worst we've ever done.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Let's go ahead and move into KDF news, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
It happens
Get him out of here.
Wow.
Get him out of here.
Get him out.
Bring back the co-host. Bring him back.
All right, so we're gonna start off with injury news. Immediately after I said last week I was done with it. Up at this. Are you done? Anyway, so after I said last week I wasn't going to be doing it anymore, apparently we do have a UFL injury to talk about. That being Michigan Panthers quarterback E.J. Perry. He is confirmed out for the year and non-injured reserve because of a hamstring injury. Other than that, Commissioner Roger Goodell apparently had back surgery shortly before the draft. He has confirmed that he is okay after sustaining multiple bear hugs during night 1 of the draft, which I think the one we can think of the most is when J.C. Latham basically squeezed the goddamn life out of him after he was picked. And the other one being the Texans wide receiver Tank Dell. He reportedly suffered minor injuries after he and 10 others were shot at a Florida bar. Nobody was killed, and the shooter, a 16-year-old, was apprehended and charged with attempted murder. So luckily he's okay. Going on to signings and re-signings, because even after the draft and a lot of these were filled, there are still people that need to get their deals done. Starting with the Falcons, they're exercising the fifth-year option on tight end Kyle Pitts. The Bills have also done the same for defensive end Greg Rousseau and signed former Lions wide receiver Quintez Cephas on a one-year deal. He was just reinstated after being suspended last year for gambling. The Bears have released punter Trenton Gill. I believe they actually picked up a punter in the draft. We'll get to talking about that in a minute. Yep. Browns, they are exercising the fifth-year option for cornerback Greg Newsom II. The Cowboys, this was kind of a funny one. They didn't really address their running back hole in the draft, but they did in free agency this week. They've signed a new fresh face to the fold, that being former Patriots running back Ezekiel Elliott on a one-year deal. He is returning to them, and I believe he's changing up his number back to 15, which is the same one he wore when he was still at Ohio State.
Jerry wanted sloppy seconds.
He wants. Well, this is 33rds technically.
Oh fuck!
And I heard I heard he wants to play center this year.
Good one.
Yeah. I mean, if you keep feeding him, he might as well be big enough to be a center. Anyway,
He gonna be
Broncos. They added Zach Wilson last week. They're adding another former Jet this week in another trade. They've acquired former Jets defensive end John Franklin Myers in a trade with them for a 2026 sixth-round pick, and they're planning to restructure the remaining $13 million of his contract that he agreed to in 2021 for his salary bonus this year. The Colts have exercised fifth-year option for defensive end Kwity Paye. The Jaguars have done the same for both Trevor Lawrence and running back Travis Etienne, as well as released wide receiver Zay Jones and kicker Joey Sly. The Chiefs, this one's kind of underreported. They re-signed tight end Travis Kelce on a 2-year, $34 million deal with 17 guaranteed. Yeah, I know that seems a bit short, but he's dating Taylor Swift. He can be his sugar mama for now, I guess. The Raiders are signing former Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup on a 1-year, $3 million deal. Is this revenge for the Amari Cooper thing? I mean, it's a little late for that and kind of middling, but
not even close.
So not even close. The Rams are signing former Eagles running back Boston Scott on a 1-year deal. Dolphins are exercising fifth-year options for linebacker Jalen Phillips and wide receiver Jalen Waddle. Vikings are doing the same for offensive tackle Christian Darrisaw. The Patriots have also made a few moves. First off, after Jaguars released kicker Joey Sly, they picked him up, as well as Giants linebacker Oshane Ximines. That's a weird way to spell it. And they've big one of the week, probably re-signing defensive tackle Christian Barmore on a 4-year, $92 million deal with 41 of that guaranteed. Really good pickup. And it's also apparently made team history. It's the largest contract made by the Patriots not to go to a player named Tom Brady, which I honestly was kind of surprised by. After that, Saints have signed former Lions cornerback Will Harris. The Giants are signing former Dolphins linebacker David Long Jr. The Eagles are signing another former Jet, offensive tackle Mekhi Becton, on a 1-year, $5.5 billion deal. And as discussed during the live stream, they right before the draft started, they re-signed wide receiver A.J. Brown on a 3-year, $96 million deal, 84 of that guaranteed. The $32 million per year he will be making will be the highest annual average for a wide receiver in the league, and he's now eclipsed $200 million in potential pay since being traded to the Eagles during the 2022 draft.
If the Titans didn't want him, the Eagles made sure they want him.
That they did. Kind of a shame. I really could have seen him being a Patriot after he teased that. As for miscellaneous news, there's a lot of records made during this draft. As we previously discussed, this year's first round set a record for most offensive players taken with 23, that being 6 quarterbacks, 7 wide receivers, 9 offensive linemen, and 1 tight end. We'll get to who that tight end was, and I told you, Lob. I fucking told you. The Eagles are tying a NFL record for most draft day trades it's made in the entire draft with 8. This ties a record set by themselves in 90, and as well as the Patriots in 2018 and Bills in 2023. And the University of Michigan also set the school record with 13 players selected in this year's draft, with another 4 later picked up as undrafted free agents. Outside of that, Panthers owner David Tepper, yes, there's been another David Tepper thing. He was seen confronting restaurant staff at a place in Charlotte, South Carolina, for having a sign out in front saying, "Let the coach and GM pick," which the dude just cannot fucking take any bit of criticism. Former NFL linebacker Bill Romanowski is facing federal charges this week, and as well as filing for bankruptcy amidst charges that he owes over $15 million in back taxes.
Jesus Christ! I knew he was a fucking
I don't know
dickhead,
what he's been wasting.
My
I don't know
God.
what he's been spending it on since he retired in like 03, 04.
Man, he makes Brett Favre look like a decent person.
No, you're not gonna dig Brett Favre out of. No. We're not gonna let him get away with that. You're not digging Brett Favre out of the hole of stealing money from poor people in Mississippi to Bill Romanowski being $15 million in debt. They're both horrible people.
You know, Gorlambi's gonna be like, it's not as bad as going
on
into
back
the
taxes.
Yeah. Moving on, the man who shot and killed former Saints wide receiver Will Smith during a road rage incident in 2016 was sentenced this week to 25 years in prison, with no possibility of parole. This was kind of a sad one. Former Giants offensive tackle Corey Cunningham suddenly passed away this week at his home in New Jersey at the age of 28. He played 5 years in the league with the Giants, Cardinals, and Panthers. It was known to be a positive influence among the Giants linemen. No cause of death has been revealed yet, but rip to him.
Rip.
And finally, this week, the Netflix is set to debut the Roast of Tom Brady, where the GOAT is set to be roasted by comedians Kevin Hart and Jeff Ross, as well as former teammates confirmed to be Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, Randy Moss, and Drew Bledsoe, with rumored appearances from actor Ben Affleck and former coach
and
Bill
Eli
Belichick.
Manning.
No, he was roasted that twice.
No.
Anyway, that's all I got.
God, if Eli Manning showed up, that would be fucking hilarious. That would be so fucking hilarious.
Hey, Tom.
What I would do.
Remember that time I beat you in the Super Bowl? And then I did it again?
It's just like Tom thinks it's over, all the lights go down, and all of a sudden Eli Manning's right behind him, just like, hey man, ah!
I actually the draft, right?
It goes dark and you hear Undertaker music.
You see the ball.
Undertaker sound.
And then you see Eli Manning's face just...
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the different rounds of the draft. Look at some of the interesting picks we thought. So obviously everyone knew Caleb Williams going to the Bears, so they needed to move on from Fields. Jalen Daniels, interesting pick there, as we said. Some callbacks to RG3. Drake May.
2.0,
yeah, Drake
Dude,
May.
I had that predicted so long ago.
Yeah. Drake
prepared.
Yeah, Drake May. Coming out of North Carolina. Then, as we all saw, the best player, I think, in the draft, Marvin Harrison Jr., going to the Cardinals, a steal.
No surprise there.
Harbaugh likes his offensive line, so Joe Walt there. It's a good pick for them. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver out of LSU, one of the better ones in the draft, moving there. J.C. Latham out of Alabama, another offensive tackle. Then
that
the weirdest...
make sense. I mean, Joe Alt was taken for some reason over a wide receiver by the Chargers, so they had to go for something. But yeah, the Michael Penix Jr. pick.
I was talking about it. Mass and Mamba were here talking about it, I don't think there'll be any more quarterbacks drafted until we get to down to and then all of a sudden Michael Penix. I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, I remember watching the playback and seeing all your jaws just drop at the fucking Penix.
I was laughing my ass off on that.
That
one.
was I'm surprised they didn't take a doomsday.
Like last year when we saw them pick Bijan Robinson here, we were laughing, but then he made us eat crow with an actually decent season.
Yeah,
this just looks fucking horrible.
This is a old quarterback to be drafting who has had 3 knee surgeries three knee injuries that have required surgery. Two of which were his ACLs.
And not to mention, you already signed Kirk O'Chain's
yes.
What, $120 million?
It'd be different if you signed Kirk Cousins last year and you're drafting this quarterback this year. You just signed Kirko to enough money to buy a fucking Coles, the entire franchise. And
Dallas Turner was right there. You have a massive hole in defensive end, and you go for his heir apparent already. The guy hasn't even played a down for you yet.
Or even go up, get a wide receiver that's decent. Like, all of your wide receivers apparently...
Like, Odunze got picked up right after him. You could have taken the wide receiver, not the passer.
Yeah.
It's so fucking weird.
Moving on, the Bears... I don't like this pick. I like Rome Odunze. I don't think there's much room for him unless there's injury. Now, granted, with Keenan Allen on the team, there's probably going to be injury, sadly. He's just that old, and he still has bones sticking out of his body in ways that they shouldn't be sticking out.
Don't remind me.
Yes.
And still a lacerated kidney.
Yeah.
That kidney never got fixed.
Fucking, yeah. Keenan Allen, dude, just take a year off football and heal, please, dude. Or at least once you're done, just sit in a fucking, hospital for at least a month and just let them fix you, dude. You've given everything to the game. We respect it. Take a minute.
And the thing is he makes fucking plays.
Yes.
Every year there's a good fucking highlight of Keenan Allen, and then now he's hurt.
You guys ever watched the movie Cars? Remember in the very beginning when there's that huge wreck and there's this car limping out, being towed truck? It's like, don't take me out, coach. I can still race. That's Keenan Allen. That is Keenan Allen in a nutshell.
You know what's the worst part? I had the year that Keenan Allen lacerated his kidney. I had him on one of my fantasy teams, and he caught the fucking ball that he got hurt on. And it was a hell of a catch, and the next thing you know, he's going to the locker room and off to the hospital.
Yep. Next up...
Hey, he dropped the ball and got you yardage.
A kind of a weird trade. The Jets... or the Vikings traded up a pick and got J.J. McCarthy when I don't think anybody else was going to... the Jets had that pick. 10 and 11
Well, we
swapped.
knew the Jets weren't going to go quarterback here, obviously.
Right.
They ended up going O-line with Olu Fashanu, which is a good choice, but...
Something was said that Denver was probably going to pick up J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah,
that's what they would worry about.
If the Vikings didn't jump the gun on it, they probably were going to trade up, too, and take him. So, yeah.
J.J. McCarthy gets drafted to the Vikings. He will be a project quarterback. It's going to take time for him to develop. Then Penn State gets one of the strongest linemen in the draft, Olu Fashanu. Great guy to defend Rodgers there. Moving on to Oregon, Denver. The Oregon quarterback Bo Nix gets drafted, and
yeah.
Now the question is which here?
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Fucking god, that's gonna be such a. The ride is not over. There's still a Wilson in Denver. The ride is not over.
Which one of the two? Okay, wait. Go back to it.
No.
Bob, go back to it.
Yeah, I'm back.
Which one? I'd say you could tell.
Just pause it.
I'd say which
So,
one.
Looking at these two, which one of these two looks more like a? Which one of these two looks more like a MILF hunter? I'm gonna say the one on the right.
I'm not entertaining this. I'm not entertaining this. Just like I'm not entertaining this next pick. Then Talise.
Lob. Real quick.
I hate the Raiders. This is the second year in a row they've taken a tight end. There's no reason for them to take this tight end. They have 4 on their roster, 2 of which are under 3-year players.
I understand, but Lob, this is completely unrelated. I just needed to check your phone because I fucking called it. I told you weren't trading up and taking Brock Bowers.
This, no other team would have taken Brock Bowers below them. No other team needed a tight end. All these other teams, maybe besides the Seahawks.
Maybe the Seahawks, yeah.
But from a lot of reports, it says they had their mind set on a DT, and especially Byron Murphy, who is a tremendous asset. So I think that Brock Bowers would have fallen to us, but we didn't get him because the Raiders hate us, and a horrible pick for them, honestly. They don't have room for him. They already have Michael Mayer. Now they have Brock Bowers. They're not the Patriots. They're not going to run 3 tight ends, let alone 2.
Well, the 2 tight end system, we're even seeing that with the Packers, the Bills. It's kind of making some sort of not a super resurgence, but it's making some resurgence and some.
Yeah, but they really didn't need Brock.
No.
There was no reason.
There were so many better picks. They need a secondary. They could have taken. Where is he?
A guy like Terry Arnold, or
they could have taken Quinton Mitchell, the best cornerback in the draft, who fell
that's
all this
projected
way.
On the mock draft too, that they're going to take Quinton.
Yeah, they needed a cornerback,
and they decided to. Where I'm going to get pissed.
They took another
I could already see it.
Tight end. Like, they took another tight end, but they didn't need one. It's so stupid. They're outside of the AFC North and the Chiefs, most hated team. So, Talisa Fugua out of Oregon State went next. Really strong tackle. Then the first defensive player.
I think that was a good pick for the Saints.
Yep. First defensive player drafted all the way at 15 by the Colts. Leitu Latu out of UCLA.
I think it's Leitu Latu. I've been saying Laiatu. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation.
Nobody knows.
The biggest issue with him is injuries. So if he stays healthy, he should be very good.
Yeah, he's had a pretty bad neck injury that took 2 years off his career. I think so as long as he doesn't get Peyton Manning, I think he'll be fine.
Yep. Then first defensive tackle Byron Murphy was a great pick there. Very good athlete.
I think that's Vikings, the best pick in the draft.
Yeah. Seahawks have a history with drafting Texas linemen that have become big threats on their lines for them. That's a great pick by them, honestly.
Yep.
Same with the Dallas Turner pick.
Yeah, Dallas Turner was expected to be the first edge taken off the board, and instead it was Latu. So the Vikings getting him was crazy. Kind of gives you callbacks. It's like a poor man's Texans. Last year the Texans drafted C.J. Stroud and
Will
Anderson Jr. So now the Vikings get McCarthy and Turner. Now obviously it's not 1-2, or I think it was 1-3 for the, or was it 1-2 for the?
It was
2-3
for the
2-3 for the Texans.
They trade up with the Cardinals that year.
Yeah. So yeah,
they finally got the replacement for Jared Allen.
I mean, that was...
You mean Danielle Hunter?
Yeah, that was Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter was Jared Allen's replacement. This is now Danielle Hunter's replacement, Dallas Turner.
Jared Allen's, I think, has been retired for years now.
As I showed, Amarius Mims,
they just want someone to replicate.
Again, Zach Taylor probably doesn't realize that R next to some player's name means rookie and not retired, so he never plays rookies. It's so dumb. I have not... Our rookie we drafted last year, a defensive end out of Clemson, Michael Murphy. Yeah, I have not seen that motherfucker play more than 5 snaps. And for what?
So you wouldn't take Mayer and just piss you off? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know if Mims is going to start right away. I don't think so, because we already have Orlando Brown and Trent Brown. So some people have speculated, and this could be put on the tin cap talk for the Bengals, that they're going to move Trent Brown to left guard. And they're going to...
as a guard sounds weird to me.
Well, he's huge. And that's the thing, though, is that when you play guard...
He could easily do it.
It's learning a whole new position. It's not as easy as you think it is. But
yeah, the whole time he was in New England,
I think he could do it.
Tackle. It's going to be a very strange move for him, I feel.
Yeah, when he played tackle, obviously you have to be a lot better in the pass protection because you're guarding quick edge rushers getting to the quarterback. And when you're a guard, there is a lot less of that pass protection style that you get at the tackle position. You still have to pass protect, don't get me wrong. You can't just be only run blocker. No, but for being 350 plus pounds, he's so quick on his feet. So it might, if they're gonna do that and they put him at left guard and move Cordell Volson to the second string and then put Orlando Brown Trent Brown at the right guard, Amarius Mims at the right guard, Trent Brown at the left guard, or right tackle, Trent Brown at the left guard. That would be interesting. That would be 3 guys in the offensive line who are all 6'8". And then you would have Ted Karras and Alex Kappa just next to him, oh god.
If they do that, I want to just see highlights of Trent Brown running trap and pulls, just seeing that train moving. You pull that guy, you get him at full speed, he will knock a defensive end flat.
Bro, if that works right, that's not a freight train pulling. That's an offensive line that can stop a runaway freight train.
Yeah.
But think about this. Your screens are going to be so much better with Mims because who's going to try to go up against that big of a guy?
We have to actually run correct screens, not wide receiver dump screens where there's only one other wide receiver blocking. So, but
to answer that question, I would say Aaron Donald.
No, you got to run delayed halfback screens.
segueing into the next pick, there's his heir apparent, Jared Verse out of Florida State.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good edge rusher there.
Very good.
Steelers got another Troy Fatanu, offensive guard of
Another
Washington.
Samoan named Troy. Well, the last Samoan named Troy they picked up is a Hall of Famer, so maybe this one
Yeah.
will be. They did need to go guard, so
Penn State edge rusher Chop Robinson. An interesting spot for him. A really high. I think he was expected to go second round, so we'll see how he works out there for the Dolphins. Great pick for the Eagles. Cornerback Quinton Mitchell was the highest rated cornerback in Toledo of all places. Out of a MAC school, his footwork, his press coverage, his size as a cornerback all work out perfectly for the NFL level, so this guy should make an instant impact. Then we had a couple trades here. The let's see here. Jaguars from Houston and Minnesota
this pick's kind of iffy to me. I feel like they could have went like secondary or guard here rather than wide receiver.
Yeah, they already got Gabe Davis back, so yeah. Then
the next pick. Fuck the next pick.
Calvin,
fuck you, Lions.
To replace Calvin Ridley.
Fuck you. This is the third year in a row they trade right before us.
I'll tell you this, Brian Branch loves their pick. He's an Alabama boy that loved working with Arizona last year.
Another good quarterback to sort their secondary.
Asshole Lions. Third year in a row they do this fucking
But don't worry,
shit.
you got Jordan Morgan out of Arizona with the next pick.
Yeah,
I was not upset with it.
I mean, when Tyler Gunton was still on the board, this was an interesting pick to me, but we'll see how he pans out. He apparently trains with a lot of NFL vets, so then we have
I trust Goody. I trust Goody.
I have a weird one about this because Graham Barton, I know they needed a center with Ryan Jensen being injured and as all hell and retiring, but he's listed as an offensive guard. He hasn't played center in 4 years since his freshman season, so it's
Graham Barton is an offensive lineman. That guy has played every position. It's actually very odd. This guy has excelled at left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. He can play anywhere.
Duke of all places too.
I mean, Duke's football program is actually kind of gotten better, a lot better. It's actually starting.
Gotten better.
It is starting, and that's coming from Virginia Tech fan, everyone. They have gotten a lot better. They have started to produce NFL talent. They are starting to compete in the SEC or the ACC well enough that they are actually starting to become a dual school. Their main sport is basketball, and also some will say lacrosse, but it's like a lacrosse retirement home out there. It's weird. So
there are some schools that put out a lot of weird schools that put out things. I think there was a guy in the second round that was taken out of UConn as a guard.
Well, yeah, I mean, talent. If you have talent, they'll find you. I mean, the first pick, if we're going to look ahead, your first pick of the 7th round was out of England.
Yeah,
former soccer and rugby player who ran a 4.79. Yeah, who ran a 4.79 40 at 307 pounds.
This guy played soccer?
Apparently as a striker.
Bill's guard now. Okay.
What the fuck?
307 ran a 4.79 40.
Then look at that one below it. The Raiders took a safety out of the Air Force?
The Air Force had a good team this year. They were ranked, I think, at the highest 8th in the first couple weeks. They were actually very good this year.
Weird.
The one military team that does not run the triple option.
As I called it,
pick also felt like a little bit of a reach, but I mean, they did need an edge rusher.
Xavier Worthy, going to Texas, or from Texas to the Kansas City Chiefs. I called it fastest. I mean, it's a poor man's Tyreek Hill already. Tyler Gunton.
I hate the pick because it's the Chiefs. I also hate it more because, I actually like it more because the Bills traded down instead of taking him. So.
Oh my god, that was funny.
Fucking Muzzy.
Tyler Gunton, offensive tackle. Really good pick for them. Really solid offensive tackle. It's going to probably fill the hole.
The Cowboys don't know the meaning of all in, but they do know a good offensive tackle when they see it.
Yeah.
Nate Wiggins, quarterback at Clemson, good pick. Interesting pick. Ricky Parcell out of Florida. A lot of other good wide receivers on the board. He was not picked. And then the Bills traded again to the Cardinals, and then they picked up the most Carolinian motherfucker. Sorry, the Panthers, yes. The Panthers picked up the most Carolinian motherfucker in the world.
Xavier, you woke up a Carolina Panther. Did you have to pinch yourself?
Say it one more time.
So you woke up a Carolina Panther.
Say it one more
Did you
time.
have to pinch yourself a little bit?
Say it one more time.
Man, I woke up ready, man. I got a call right after I
Oh
got
my
jetted.
fucking
Bro.
Holy fuck, this guy sounds like he just came from Myrtle Beach.
Spot on.
Okako.
Yeah.
Okakoke.
Yeah. Xavier Leggett played at the University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks, and now is playing for the Carolina Panthers, who are in the similar vicinity. And he's also from Carolina, born and raised, I believe, as well. So he is from the deep south. This guy might be the modern Forrest Gump.
The only way
this
guy's leaving the state is if he's playing an away game.
Yeah. This guy might be the next Steve Smith Sr., but with a deep southern accent. Anyway, let's go a little bit quicker now through some of the other rounds. Bills get their first pick. Keeney Coleman, wide receiver out of Florida State. Ladd McConkey. This is
a weird name, first off.
Hunter Renfro, basically. That's what you can best compare him to.
This one feels like a reach. The Ruko Horo pick there.
Defensive tackle. You still need an edge rusher.
It was a need, but I don't get it either. Love the Jalen Polk pick by the Patriots there. That's great.
Yep. And then white cornerback, everybody. Cooper DeJean, talented cornerback out of Iowa, excuse me. Also, their good punt returner as well.
Corn-fed.
The white Bronco quarterback.
Yep.
And
then right below them, the Saints drank the Kool-Aid McKinstry.
First linebacker picked in the draft, Jarian Cooper of Texas A&M to the Packers.
He is a really good linebacker, but god damn it, why did
I knew the second I saw this one that you were going to love this pick, Lob.
Yes.
Chris Jenkins out of Michigan.
I don't want to be biased here, and as you can see, there's a bit of double bias. This might be one of the better picks in the draft. Chris Jenkins is an amazing defensive tackle, 6'3", 300 basically. Son of the four-time All-Pro defensive tackle, Chris Jenkins.
Of course. He
is phenomenal talent. He's going to be great for us, used to fill the gap between losing DJ Reader. So I think this is going to be a great pick for us here. Below him, also another Michigan guy, Mike Sainristil, is going to be a great nickel cornerback. Great nickel cornerback for the
probably one Emmanuel Forbes didn't turn into in Washington. The Adonai Mitchell pick, I also really like. I also love the Chris Ballard coming out to defending him, saying it's bullshit that you got all the. He's saying verbatim, swearing that is bullshit that you got all these unnamed sources say that he's going to be a bust, that we should have taken him. Just fuck. He's just fuck off. It's bullshit. And because he also highlights a big thing, we're all tearing down these guys that just want to make a living in the NFL. And they're saying they're going to be busts immediately. They're going to not accomplish anything in this league. It's defeatist, honestly.
Yeah. Adonai Mitchell's a great pickup for a team that needs to really complement Michael Pittman Jr. or maybe move him to wide receiver too if Adonai Mitchell turns out to be that good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I would.
Let's see our other.
Javon Bullard.
Yep, safety.
Javon Bullard.
Very good safety of Georgia. Very good pick.
I love that pick. I love that pick.
That's a name. Enos Rakestraw Jr. out of Missouri there.
One of the most interesting names. Missouri had a great season. He was one of the best parts of that Missouri defense. But still,
I'll be honest, having a name like that, I expected him to be white, to be honest with you.
Having a name that is one letter away from penis is hilarious. So,
Burnus.
Also, Renardo Green out of Florida State, really underrated cornerback that was great for Florida State, that really helped them prepare themselves to be broken and destroyed by the College Football Playoff Pick Committee. Western Kentucky wide receiver Malachi Corley going to the Jets. This guy was actually
projected to be a Patriot at one point. He's apparently a very underrated wide receiver here, and the Jets getting him is kind of painful for me.
Yep. Running back Trey Benson out of Florida State, one of the first running backs taken.
Another one that's also projected to be a pretty decent talent. We finally got ourselves a nice tackle, Penn State Caden Wallace. That's I think our Trent Brown replacement.
He was the complement to Okonkwo, or what was his name? Fuck. It's all so hard to remember. Olufushanu. Sorry, it's a compliment to Olufushanu. So.
And right below the Wallace pick, another Michigan boy, Junior Colson, going to stick with Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers.
I liked him when he was at Michigan.
Yeah. Very, very solid. Kind of reminds me of Logan Wilson. What was his player comp?
He's a good linebacker.
Nick Bolton. Okay. Right. Two very underrated picks, like the Braylon Trice pick for Falcons, and believe it or not, Amagaji, the tackle out of Yale for the Bears. There's always that one player from an Ivy League school that always just seems like it's going to be nothing and then turns out to be a decent player. Like kind of like how Ryan Fitzpatrick came out of Harvard. I feel like Amagadu's this year's pick because I've seen like footage of this guy play. I've seen a couple videos about him. He's honestly a lot better than just seeing the word Yale on his data sheet says.
Yeah. Wait, you guys took Burton?
Yep, out of Alabama. He trains with TJ Hushmanzada, former Cincinnati Bengals legend. So it looks like, and it's painful to say, it looks like we're not re-signing Tyler Boyd. He is getting a little bit older, but he's been with the team forever. So it looks like we're trying to draft a couple more replacements to put in there. Hopefully we can keep T. Higgins.
I was going to say, maybe a T. Higgins replacement. Who knows?
At 6 foot, no. We need a much taller receiver for a T. Higgins replacement. We need a vertical threat. This guy is not that, but he's still very good. Very speedy, very smooth. It's kind of like supposed to be kind of like a Xavier Worthy, quick kind of guy. Maybe a Jamar Chase lookalike in some ways. But we'll see how that turns out.
Blake Corum out of Michigan going to the Rams as well. I think it needed another running back as well. So
they do. They were saying down here, Kieran Williams missed a couple games, so it'll be good to get a 2-back system in there to give him some reps off, and also Corum, if he can translate well to the NFL, is going to be very good. Michigan man, 3 Michigan picks right back to back. Roman Wilson going to be a really good slot receiver. He's 5'11", going to the Steelers, which hurts me, but at the same time, they have a good ability to pick receivers later in the draft. And then after that, Zach Zinter, our best offensive lineman, was an offensive guard. He's going to have to rehab an injury that he suffered in the Ohio State game, but he should be able to go once the season starts.
I forgot we took a fucking...
Yeah, Marshawn Lloyd, running back at USC. My wife was really depressed about this because it seemed like you guys were going to get Blake Corum because you guys needed a running back. You were looking for one, and he was there, and then he got picked. A couple picks before at 19.
I was the inner Scotty fan in me wanted the running back out of Wisconsin, but I knew he was not going to go 3rd round.
Boston College boy going to the Cardinals, Elijah Jones. That's a decent pickup.
Yep. The wide receiver, Washington's loaded wide receiver room. Another one goes now to the Buccaneers, Jalen McMillan. Pretty good pick there. Linebacker out of Penn State, Isaiah Isaac. They're trying to replace the Patrick Queen fallout there. And then an edge rusher.
An interesting one, too. An edge rusher out of Houston Christian, their first ever draft pick at that school, Jackson Hunt.
Yep. 6'4",
no info on him, but seems like an okay pickup.
Yep. Defensive tackle, again, another Duke player, Dwayne Carter. Moving down, then Michigan the Bengals also drafted another player, McKinley Jackson, defensive tackle, trying to get some more depth at that position.
Last in the 3rd round, Luke McCaffrey, brother of CMC, going to the Commanders.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I forgot we took another linebacker around 3 too.
Yeah. So good pickup to start it out. Jatavius Sanders.
I think we're trying to
Texas.
I think we're trying to get linebackers that will not shove athletic trainers at this point.
That'd be nice.
Justin Egaboot
Justin E. Well,
Justin E. Yes. I remember him from the Rose Bowl game. Very disruptive defensive tackle. Very strong. 6'4", 300. Going to be a solid player, I hope, for the Chargers. Probably also why Harbaugh picked him, because he's like, that guy destroyed us. Give me him.
He took Javon Baker out of UCF, too. That's another one.
Huge tight end for the Giants. 6'6", almost 260. Theo Johnson of Penn State. Big
boy.
Blocking tight end. Very good blocking tight end. Also, not a decent receiver as well. Moving on. We're trying to get some...
there's a Wisconsin guy, Tanner Bortolini, for the Colts.
Yep. This pick right here, Eric All, tight end, actually a Michigan man. He played some with the Iowa Hawkeyes, but was injured most of the time. He was mainly known for his role at Michigan. So that's a Michigan pick.
My problem with a center going round 4 for Wisconsin is the fucking coach we had this year ruined what made Wisconsin linemen good. We had corn-fed motherfuckers and we ran the fucking ball.
Well, he's in Indy now, so he'll get a lot of corn and other stuff.
And now we run the fucking air raid.
Another Michigan boy, tight end AJ Barner going to the Seahawks here.
Very solid tight end. We decided to take Eric All over him. I didn't really like that as much, but he's had a lot of injuries, and Barner hasn't.
Right after that.
But Barner's not as good as receiver. Barner is a blocking tight
Right
end.
after that,
but...
apparently in this draft, punters are 4th rounders. Who'd have thought?
Well, this guy was Iowa's punter. He has had more reps than like most of all other punters.
I mean, just look at the stats like of the 2023 of Wisconsin and Iowa. It was punt after fucking punt, one breakaway play, and then just punt.
Broke an 85-year-old NCAA single-season record for punting with a 67-yard punt in Iowa's bowl game.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yes, this guy has a fucking leg because he has to use it every single time he gets on the field.
Small run on running backs here. Bucky, the Buccaneer out of Oregon.
That's going to be a fun one for them.
Yeah, Bill Shipley, which I really wish he fell to the Patriots, but whatever. He's going to the
Look, another
Eagles.
Oh, look, another Scotty whose talent got wasted by our fucking head coach. Thanks a lot.
What I thought was weird is when...
Isn't this the guy that's like... Isn't he like 18 or something?
Dude,
isn't he super young?
He's like 20. Yeah. He's really young. He came into college at like 17. For me but here's the thing. When Braylon Allen started and we had our old coach and we still ran the Wisconsin True, that it was like Braylon Allen was super fucking good. With this new coach, he had 2 breakout games because they're like, oh, let's run the ball with him.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he became the 4th ranked running back in this draft. Because we have the old Bearcats coach from Cincinnati. What the fuck is his name?
I don't know. There was another weird one for the Lions, a Sione Vaki pick, because I remember watching it, and they picked him up as a running back despite the fact he's listed as a safety.
5'11", 210.
Oh, I guess he played some in last year. Well,
158 rush
5'11", 210. You could use that.
Okay.
You can use that motherfucker as a running back.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Moving on.
We're only doing round 3, right?
We're in round 5 now. We're just gonna keep going. Some big
Seeing if there's anything
here
that pops out the. How's the page?
Spencer Rattler.
Spencer Rattler. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. People keep saying like he's gonna have maturity issues because of that Netflix documentary he was in. Of course he's gonna have maturity issues in that. That documentary is from when he was 17 years old and still in high school.
The next NFL.
Of course, it's gonna make him show up for that.
Spencer Rattler, your own home crowd, chance for the backup in a game you end up winning. Oklahoma's biggest game versus their rivalries. They bench him. Caleb Williams goes off, having one of his best games in college football. Now you're stuck on the sideline as you watch your competitor take over your spot. From being projected a 1st-round pick to now being behind Caleb Williams, and your crowd now booing you whenever they try to put you back in. Spencer then transferred to the other USC, opposite of Caleb Williams, leading his team to beat big games versus Clemson and Tennessee. The story doesn't end here. He becomes a 5th-round pick to the New Orleans Saints. Everyone says they're only a quarterback away. Could this be the quarterback? Derek Carr gets hurt almost every other game. There will be an opportunity for Spencer Rattler to take over this team. I know he has Chicago circled on his calendar, but the way things went down, I would turn to a villain too.
But you forgot. What the fuck is a Taysom Hill?
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
He could be a villain. He could be a villain here. Could be a villain.
Chiefs took another center when they have Creed Humphrey. That was a little weird one.
Jones.
We took a
Duke player. Yeah, Duke center. Jacob Monk.
Okay.
Another
safety. Keaton Oladapo, Oregon State.
Yep, safety out of Oregon State. They had a pretty good year this year. It was a good part of their defense. Trevor Keegan, offensive guard out of Michigan.
Quarterback.
The Jets took Jordan Travis, another quarterback. I didn't even see that one. Right above it.
Yeah, Jordan Travis, quarterback. He's gonna have to heal up, so let's see how that works for them.
What was it for him this year? Like an ACL tear or something?
No, he had a lower leg fracture. Tib fib, whole thing.
Ouch.
Round 6.
Chimama.
Any big ones? Running back out of Troy.
Apparently, I've actually heard something about Vidal. Actually, he's another legacy player, but not for a football player. He's apparently the grand nephew to MLB legend Hank Aaron.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of left field.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
All right.
Another
Joe
weird
I say we
one.
just look at like
Hey,
team.
I don't know why we went for a backup quarterback here. Like we could have probably taken him.
This guy
undrafted.
has, not gonna lie, this guy probably has the strongest arm in this year's draft. Now, is it the most accurate? Hell no. But he throws a fucking football like it's a rock. Like this thing
this
just
is an
he
insurance
throws
pick of
he
Drake
throws a
May doesn't
football
work
like
out.
he throws a football
I'm not sure
like
I like it.
Favre on the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Rockets.
Here's another one I thought was another one.
Wait.
Out of another
Eagles
out
took
of nowhere school, University of New Hampshire running back Dylan Lobb going to the Raiders. I live like literally 10 minutes away from the New Hampshire border, and I could not tell you what New Hampshire's record this year was or how their program is.
If we go back up, the Eagles took a McMahon.
Took a what?
Mahogany is a good pickup. I figured.
You guys took a
McMahon.
McMahon.
Sorry. McMahon.
No.
Oh.
Dylan McMahon.
Like Jim McMahon?
Like Vince McMahon?
Yeah, that was a joke.
Okay. USC.
Hey, look, we took another offensive tackle. Who cares?
And then round 7 again. Interesting. We'll see how this turns out. 307 ran a 4.7.
Someone I thought was going to go off the board a lot earlier. Brendan Rice, the son of Jerry Rice, also going to the Chargers.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be Game 7 for Leafs. Bruins.
I'm sorry, what?
Leafs Bruins Game 7.
Fucking God! If we
we took a quarterback on a Tulane.
Fucking done.
Look at we took a quarterback on a Tulane.
Tulane played very well. They had very well last 2 years. They've been very good. Yeah.
At least we have someone at backup in case Love gets hit.
Ladarius Henderson, a really good offensive tackle, I felt like, out of Michigan. Didn't get a ton of chance to shine. So, much better run blocker than pass blocker. So I'll have to develop that. So, but yeah. And that's the wrap up of our draft. Some interesting picks there.
Yep.
We took Kalen King in the 7th round, cornerback.
Yeah.
Cornerback, yeah.
Michigan
guys in the secondary with the last name King don't work out for us
right now. I mean, you got Karras.
No, I think if they're just drafting another guy, they might be able to move to guard in case drafting some like depth, seeing what happens. So yeah. Anyway, anything else you guys want to talk about specifically about the draft? Or are we moving on to UFL now?
No, I'd like to move on.
Yeah, we spent a decent amount of time already on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to go to bed.
It is a little late. Yep. Let's go ahead and I need to get this actually to fit the screen because this UFL site takes
screw your work schedule.
Entire fucking like board.
Say screw your work schedule, Lob.
Anyway, Michigan Panthers 35, Memphis Showboats 18. Danny Etling was in for obviously the injured EJ Perry, who's out for the season. He went 14 for 21 for 175, no touchdowns, no picks, a 136.7 rating. They turned to the run and boy did it work. West Hills 16 for 82 with 3 touchdowns.
I could do that against the Showboats, but
yeah. Matthew Corbin II 15 for 68 and a touchdown. Danny Etling 5 for 10 and a touchdown. All rushers scored at least 1 touchdown with West Hills 3 touchdowns, 82 yards and 16 attempts. Receiving, Cersei Marner 4 for 42, Cole Hitstooney 3 for 64, Matthew Corbin II 3 for 14, Marcus Sims 2 for 37, Devin Gray 1 for 9, and Gunnar Oaks 1 for 9. To the Showboats, Troy Williams 19 for 37 for 243, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, a 51% completion percentage, and a 123.6 rating. Rushing, Troy Williams 2 for 24, Darius Victor 9 for 17, only 41 total rushing yards. Wes Hills did double that himself of the entire Showboats organization this game. They did have a good receiver, though. David Davis, 6 receptions, 101 yards, 1 touchdown. Outside of that, the next closest, Vinny Papale, 4 for 33. Darius Victor, 3 for 11. Jonathan Adams, 2 for 45 and a touchdown. Sage Surratt, 2 for 31. And DeAndre Overton, 1 for 26.
Yeah, but his longest was 82, so like the rest of his weren't. He had a breakaway and then not much else.
For the Panthers. 3 for the Showboats.
Ouch.
4 turnovers for the Showboats. 14 points scored off of it. Showboats can't get anything going. They're getting sacked to high hell, turning the ball over a ton, and
they're the Guardians of this year. It's bad.
Don't bring the Guardians. I'm going to eat another lemon.
They're the
Arlington is
they're the
winless.
Vipers of this year. They're the
I'm not
Vipers
saying
of
it's
this
a
year.
no. I'm
bro.
not saying that they're going to be a team that like suddenly upsets another one late into the year. I'm just saying they're bad.
Very bad.
Yeah, so Vipers not gonna upset a team. There's trash.
Yeah. The biggest thing they need to protect the quarterback. They've had the most amount of sacks put on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. 41 yards of negative yardage for the sacks that were caused by the Panthers. That's insane.
Good
The
God.
showboats, man. Oh, all right. We're gonna move on. St. Louis Battlehawks, 45-12. A lot less close than the usual DC St. Louis games have been last year with the UFL. AJ McCarron, 14 for 24. 58% completion rating, a 213 yards of passing on 2 touchdowns, and a 160.4 rating. Another stellar performance from the NFL vet. Jacob Staylor's 12 for 52 and a touchdown. Wayne Gillen II, 10 for 31 and a touchdown. Manny Wilkins, 2 for 11 and a touchdown. AJ McCarron, 2 for 1 rushing. 95 total yards of rushing for them. Receiving, Hakeem Butler, 6 for 147 and 2 touchdowns. Jacob Staylor's 4 for 17. Ja'Cour Pearson, 3 for 43. Marcel Aitman, 1 for 6. Moving on to the defenders, Jordan Ta'amu, 12 for 23, 101 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, and a 77.3 rating. Not a great day for him. Rushing, Zwandre White, 15 for 33, Jordan Ta'amu, 4 for 26, and Cameron Harris, 11 for 25 and a touchdown. Receiving, Kelvin Harmon, 4 for 37 and a touchdown. Caden Smith, 3 for 25. Alex Ellis, 2 for 18. Kiki Cordy, 1 for 10. Chris Rowland, 1 for 10. Not a good day for the DC turnover department. 4 turnovers in total, 25 points scored off of that. Not to mention the sacks being a
your defenders are rough.
Tomlin didn't have a good game. The St. Louis defense really threw him off, caused 3 interceptions. They were capitalized off that, especially off a great day from McCarron. 213 yards is a solid day on 58% completion rating. No interceptions thrown by him. It was a battle of 2 quarterbacks, and McCarron came out on top. Still my favorite for, I think, UFL MVP or USFL MVP this year. So we'll see how that goes for them.
UFL, not USFL.
Oh, yeah, UFL, not USFL. Right. There's so many acronyms. Fucking hell. It's FL this, FL that. Like,
it's now just what?
Yeah. Yes. So, anyway, AJ McCarron, great performance as always. St. Louis is still rolling. Let's see if they can roll and eventually beat the Birmingham Stallions, who, godly,
fucking hell,
32-9 the final score.
A good team, boys.
Packers didn't work out. 32-9 the final score.
The Vipers didn't work out.
Right. The Stallions beat up on the Roughnecks. Quarterback now seems to be starting for the Birmingham Stallions. Former Kansas State and Nebraska quarterback Adrian Martinez, 11 for 20, 155 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick, 55% completion rating, and 136.6 quarterback rating. He also ran for 138 yards on 9 attempts. This guy is a dual threat.
Fuck?
Yeah, he is a quick. He is Adrian Martinez is fast.
113 yards on the ground. Jesus.
He is fast and mobile. Larry Roundtree III, 9 for 15, a touchdown, and Ricky Pearson Jr., 14 for 25 and 2 touchdowns.
I read the note for some reason it says Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I was like, what's a NASCAR driver doing on here?
Deion Kane receiving 3 for 33.
Are we talking about NASCAR?
No, we're not talking about NASCAR. Jay Sternberger, 2 for 46 and a touchdown. Marlon Williams, 2 for 22. Jordan Thomas, 1 for 21. Amari Rogers, 1 for 17. Kevin Austin Jr., 1 for 9. And Ricky Pearson
he's
Jr.,
in the
1 for
he's in
7.
the UFL.
Amari Rogers?
Poor man. He was a Packer, and he was like I don't know if he was a 1st or 2nd round pick we had, and he put him on punt return, and he muffed so many punts.
Not a bad day for the Houston passing department. Reed Stinnett, 27 for 38, which is a 71% completion rating. He had 203 yards, 1 touchdown, only 1 pick, and a 119.3 rating. Nolan Henderson also came in 3 for 4, 35 yards, 1 interception, 98.5 rating. TJ Pledger IV, 6 for 15 rushing. Mark Thompson, 4 for 11 rushing. Reed Stinnett, 3 for 6 rushing. And Brandon Bowman, 1 for 4 rushing. Only 36 total rushing yards, which Adrian Martinez eclipsed almost by 4 himself. So again, if you run the ball, you'll win the game. Fucking UFL coaches. Justin Hall, 11 for 93. Kiki Chisholm, 7 for 88. TJ Pledger the 4th, 4 for 15. Mark Thompson, 2 for 11. A. Ratliff Williams, 2 for 11. Cyril Grayson, 1 for 12. Emmanuel Butler, 1 for 4. Yeah, I mean, this was just Adrian Martinez, pun not intended, running all over the Roughnecks. 138 rushing yards from a quarterback. Could also put in 155 yards in total, over 300 total, or almost 300 total combined yards. He was averaging 15.3 yards a rush.
Yeah.
Like, an amazing performance from him. Definitely looks like the Stallions have found their quarterback of the future, at least for now, as long as, he stays in the UFL. Obviously, this is a developmental program to some degree. But another big thing, the 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions by both quarterbacks for the Roughnecks did lead to 8 points for the Stallions. Not that it would matter much because this was a 32-9 contest. The Stallions are a juggernaut, and beating them seems like trying to beat the regular season Patriots with Randy Moss and Tom Brady. Then finally, a battle in Texas, Brahmas and Renegades. 25-15, the final score was a lot closer than the score would denounce. Again, it was tied going into the fourth quarter where San Antonio broke away and Wade Phillips' coaching led the Brahmas to a victory. Quentin Dormandy for the Brahmas, 19 for 30 for 164, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, 100.3 rating. Then rushing had an amazing day from 2 backs. John Lovett, 13 for 95 and 2 touchdowns, and Morgan Ellison, 7 for 84. They combined for the majority of yards, which was 178 in total for the Brahmas rushing department. Receiving, Jonte Kirkland, 6 for 43. Alize Mack, 3 for 36 and a touchdown. Marquez Stevenson, 3 for 32. John Lovett, 3 for 13. Justin Smith, 2 for 24. Landon Akers, 1 for 9. And Cody Latimer, 1 for 7. For the Renegades, Luis Perez, 26 for 36 for a 269 touchdown, no picks, a 72% completion rating, and a 144.2 quarterback rating. On the ground for them, not as successful, 9 for 33, D. Hunter, and 5 for 16 for Letty Brown, 59 yards in total for their rushing department. Receiving, J.P. Payton, 7 for 119 and a touchdown. Saul Canella, 6 for 40. Tyler Vaughns, 5 for 45. Letty Brown, 4 for 25. Deontay Burrett, 2 for 21. And Austin Allen, 1 for 13. As far as the turnovers go, even though the Brahmas had more, their defense locked in. 3 turnovers, only 3 points caused off of those turnovers, not to mention 2 sacks that they caused, negative 17 yards for the Renegades in that department, and it was really locking in the fourth quarter that caused the Brahmas to really pull away. Shouldn't have been this close. The Brahmas are looking like one of the upper 3 teams in the UFL. So the kind of playing down to Arlington's level is not great for us, but we definitely did show up where it mattered most. The run department, 95 yards from John Lovett and 84 from Morgan Ellison is a great performance on the ground. As we've said, this whole week in the UFL is why we say at the end of every episode, run the damn ball, because the team that has the more rushing yards has won the fucking game. Run the damn ball. That's simple. Run the damn ball. Run it well, and you will do great. But yeah, there we go. That was the week in the UFL. That was week 5. Moving on now to week 6. Moving into our predictions. All right, we finally got the stats shown for you up here. Gorlami is in first, 23-4. Everyone went undefeated this week. Gorlami had the most amount of close calls, so he gets the extra points.
I'm just too good. I'm just too good at these predictions, man. I'm too good.
He's 23-4. Then myself 21-4. Then Macedon 20-4. KDF 19-5, and Mamba 14-9. Everyone went undefeated, either 5-0, and Gorlami went 6-0 this weekend. So now we are moving on to week 6 action. First up, we have on Saturday.
Oh boy.
We have some good we have some good times here. Saturday 12, then Saturday at 3, then Sunday at 1, and Sunday at 4. So these are games you can actually watch all these games. They're not at the same time, which is nice. Birmingham Stallions and Memphis Showboats. Whoo.
We're all gonna say Stallions by 19, right?
Hey Siri, pick a number between 15 and 57. The answer is 24. All right, I'll take Birmingham by 24. Hello.
Sorry. It's not. Hello. Give me Birmingham by 7.
Birmingham by 21.
God damn it. That's what I was going to do. So, fuck it. Give me Birmingham by 22.
Give me the Stallions by 19.
All right, next up, 3 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, May 4th, from St. Louis, Missouri, the most sold-out stadium in the UFL currently. The Battlehawks will be at home versus the Houston Roughnecks, and I think that home field advantage is going to do wonders for them. I'll take the Battlehawks by 11.
Give me them Battlecocks by 7.
Battlehawks by 13.
Give me the Cocks of Battle by 7.
Let's go,
Give me
baby.
the St. Louis big, throbbing, veiny Michael Penixes by 10.
That's up. Next up, Arlington Renegades are playing.
Good, though.
Arlington Renegades are playing the Michigan Panthers. Michigan Panthers are without EJ Perry. They've now gone to a backup quarterback. Arlington Renegades are still winless. I don't think it'll happen here. Michigan Panthers special teams department is insane. They have a NFL kicker, NFL ready kicker, who is booting 64 yarders. I think that'll actually attribute pretty well. This will be close. I'll take the Michigan Panthers by 5.
Actually, I'm gonna go opposite. Give me Renegades by 7. I gotta be the difference maker here.
Michigan by 6.
Fuck, I was gonna do that.
Panthers by 3.
Give me the Panthers by 8.
All right, last game of the weekend, Sunday, May 5th, 4 p.m. Eastern from Washington, D.C., the famous Audi Field full of beer snakes and lemons. The D.C. Defenders at home hosting the San Antonio Brahmas and the great Wade Phillips' defense. For this one, I think... Oh, this is so funny, Gorlami.
It's just the lemons.
The lemons,
Just the
yeah.
lemons.
The lemons.
Gotta love those lemons.
Ugh, lemons. I'll take the Brahmas. Obviously, my team in this one. I think it's going to be a very close game. The closest game of the weekend, in my opinion. I'll take them by 3 in a tight one.
Sorry. Give me the Lemons by 7.
San Antonio by 8.
Who wants to make a bet?
No.
No.
I think after the
Give me
11th
the
episode, we're
Brahmas.
going with bits.
I actually have a Brahmas shirt. I should
Give me-
fucking go to this game. This is way too far away to go
Give me
to,
a-
but I should go to this game.
Give me the Brahmas by
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 3?
what?
Yeah,
you
by
cut out for a
3.
second. Okay.
Okay.
Brahmas
Uh,
by 3.
Yeah, we got it. And Defenders by 6. Because I got to support my team.
Okay.
These are actually expensive tickets, somewhat.
Damn.
Really?
Well, it's DC.
Well, I mean,
too,
not
so-
not terrible. Like, I mean, like this is like the suites and shit, and so $99 ticket. But there's some like 32. What's this one? Yeah, like $14.
$14 tickets.
Yeah.
$18.
We're also buying them 3 days out, so it's probably up. I've seen
There's
some
that,
cheap
too.
ones that are like $12 for like the cheap seats.
You want to go to a DC Defenders game, K-Duff? You want to just scroll on down?
I
to
mean, I
DC?
could just hop on Amtrak and probably take a train. down
How
to
long would
the-
it take me to get to
Not gonna-
DC? How long would it take me to get to DC?
Not gonna
Holy
lie,
shit.
not gonna lie. I was on the UFL site and I'm thinking about buying a fucking Stallion shirt.
My dad
are
got it. My dad got a deal. You had to get enough of different merch, and so he bought me and my wife Brahmas shirts, and he got himself a Battlehawk shirt because he's a big fan of Adrian McCarron.
Well, one of my favorite places to buy like
good old
cool,
nine
t-shirts from is Shreddy Roll,
9
like,
hours to Washington.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. You gotta deal with the DC traffic and all that shit? Nah.
Ass.
Titties.
At least you only have to go through DC. You don't
What the
do
fuck,
in Northern
Mamba?
Virginia.
What the fuck,
Fucking
dude?
Northern Virginia
Wow.
traffic sucks.
What did Mom
Going
do?
through
I missed.
Richmond and Northern
Yeah,
All right.
9 hours and 1 minute to
All right,
Audi
are
Field.
we-
Fuck. Because I wanted to go to see
Yeah,
a Brahmas game, but
let's
they
wrap this
didn't
up.
fucking play Michigan in Michigan this year. So it's like, fuck.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wrap it
Anyway, yeah. Okay, I'm getting there, Gorlami. Calm down. I know we don't want to talk about the
I wanna
Packers
go
draft
to
picks
bed.
anymore. All right.
I'll go
For
bed.
myself, for Macedon, for Mama, for Mamba, for Gorlami and for K-Duff. Thank you for watching the Football Stooges. We hope you enjoyed your draft picks as much as some of us did, or enjoyed laughing at them as some of us did, Falcons fans. Enjoy the UFL. There's more action. Good games this week. You'll be able to see all 4 if you have the coverage for them. They're not at the same time, which is great. Enjoy the warm weather, which is sweeping through most of the nation. And most importantly, run the damn ball. Have a good night.
Good night.
Run it. Get those fullbacks in there.